Factors you need to consider when you're creating a seller finance note. The thing to remember is we're not doing a seller finance note to get rid of a property. I see so many notes that are originated out there, and you can clearly tell that's all they're concerned about. I just want this property anymore. I just want to get rid of it. The purpose of creating the seller finance note is creating a note that's going to pay you over long term, set it and forget it. So it's like a monthly annuity that's coming in. That's the goal of what we're trying to do and trying to accomplish. Sheer fact. I mean, I listened to one of the guys that's he's a solo guy that's done it for 20 years, 20, 30 years. All right. And he's done thousands and thousands of notes that he's bought and originated and stuff. And he says, I've only had one in all these years that has defaulted. And I'm thinking, holy cow, that's really good. Well, I'm going to tell you the scenario where it's 500 down or 1,500 down, all right, and 500 a month, a third to 50% of those will never perform, all right? And I never understand the logic of this. I think it's irresponsible, and I may be stepping on some toes. I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel. I think it's totally irresponsible of you, okay? Because you're not vetting the buyer out. All you're doing is trying to take a renter's money at that moment in time and not giving them an opportunity to succeed. And I know some landlords in town that's their business model, and I'm just telling you my thoughts. Okay, so now you know how I feel. There's my soapbox. Okay, all right. So some things to keep in mind for a successful note. All right, number one, pricing the property. All right, you got to price it appropriately to the condition of the property. We're on a business model where we will buy our property, we'll rehab it and take it up to the retail level, and we'll sell it at retail pricing, if not 1% to 2% higher than what what the retail market is. If you've got something that you've picked up at a tax sale, all right, and it's come back to you, you clean it up, all right, just make sure that you're commensurate to the quality of the property, to the condition of the property, to what the market is what I'm going to tell you. Okay. The other thing is that, you need to base that price upon sold comps within the last 6 months, and preferably, all right, within a mile radius. And that's just where your realtor, part of your team, can really help you as far as getting the pricing. You can typically get a 1% to 2% premium on the top because you're dealing with people who cannot get bank financing. All right, they are going to pay a higher interest rate. And I've had some people, challenge me a little bit. Well, I only want a 5 or 6%. Well, I said, great, go get a bank loan. Okay. You don't qualify for a bank loan. I'm taking a risk. I'm giving you an opportunity. I'm taking a risk. I'm vetting you out. All right. I'm going to be rewarded for taking that risk. All right. And we're not usurious. Anything 10% or under, all right, in the state of Indiana, you're fine. Okay. So you're not going to be, but I have seen bank loans in Indiana originate at 11.5%. All right. I don't typically go over 10%. We are typically between 8 and 10. That's what we basically are as far as where we originate. And the interest rate is commensurate with the amount of down payment that they're putting down. If they're putting 20% down, then they're going to be on that towards that bottom, more towards the 8% range. All right. I will not do a deal unless they're putting at least 10% down. All right. So we'll get a little bit further in that down the road. All right, so we're looking at comps, a little bit premium price. Where do you want to do this at? Okay, you really want to do this in areas where people want to live. Working class areas. We're basically focusing on good properties in good areas. That's what you're really looking for. All right, it needs to be areas where people want to live rather than have to live, and it needs to be. It's best in areas where the ratio of ownership to rentals is roughly 50% or greater. All right. This is where you're going to get your best results. Good working class, solid neighborhoods. All right. For us here in Fort Wayne, 05 is great. Okay. and up. Anything in 3.5, 4.5, 2.5. All right, all those would be great. All right, Huntertown would be great. All right, '08. One of them we did last year was an '08. Okay, they're good working class neighborhoods. Can you do it in some lower ends? Yes, you can. 1.6. All right, we've done flips and everything in the 1.6, which is way southeast. All right, there's a lot of good homes out there. You got to be careful in '06. You got to be careful in '02. It depends where it's at. All right, and the thing is all right. What's the comps going to be? Number one. All right, your quality of individual may not be as good overall, but there's still good people, all right, in those areas that just don't have that much finances that's available to them, all right, but they're good people and they'll pay on time. But what I'm telling you, you need to be very careful in those areas. You need to vet very, very carefully because the payment stream is going to be much smaller, all right, as a result. The servicing fee is going to eat up more of your net profit to you. And so it's stay out of war zones, clearly. Okay. And we really don't have any war zones, but areas that are very high rental, like it's almost all rental area and no one that really has home ownership, I would not do this at all in that situation. Your best is in good working class neighborhoods and above. Payment. That's the next thing we're going to look at when you're creating. Escrow taxes, insurance, and servicing fee. Some states you are not allowed to do that. We are in Indiana. We are okay to do that. So we do all of that. The servicing fee should be included. Make sure, I already covered this, all right, to a certain degree, sorry. Make sure it's your monthly mortgage payment, PITI, and any servicing fee is equal to or less than rent. Okay, it shouldn't be any greater than rent. So I should say it should be under what rent is. Make sure it's third-party serviced, all right, with a licensed servicer. And then when they're getting insurance, excuse me, when you're doing the underwriting, all right, of the individual, you're make sure that they have a year's worth of insurance that's bought straight up front. Okay, so then all you're essentially doing with the escrow is replenishing that money to pay next year's insurance, and it shouldn't be an issue. So, one thing on the insurance, okay, what will happen, all right, is that the servicer will replace you on the mortgage clause, all right, so that when you turn this note over to the servicing company, they will contact the insurance company and they will become the mortgagee. All right, that's standard procedure. All right, that's not to be worried about. They are essentially stepping into your shoes and taking your place is what they're essentially doing. They have a responsibility then to, if there is an issue or anything like that, say a house burns and the borrower determines that they're not going to fix up the home, that money will come to the servicer and you'll get paid at that point.